Welcome to CK4RC.
Hey, is that used toilet paper? You know what? I don't want to know. Just hey, welcome back to CK4RC. Um Back down in the cluttered basement studios. This is where the magic happens. That's what they say. Uh, if you're of a certain age and you remember MTV Cribs, everybody said that. And I'm part of everybody. So now I said it. Anyway, we're here today. You might already tell. I'm here to rock some Furitek Fury Wagon, the first brushless RTR crawler. The Furitek FX118 Fury Wagon. It even says it right here on the box. The first 118 brushless RTR micro crawler. That's what it says. So let's get to the box before we start getting stuff out of here. First thing, can we please stop advertising 2.4 gig? We get it. Listen, it's like buying a new car and you're like, it runs on unleaded. Yeah, it sure does. We got a 600 milliamp 2S LiPo in there. It's 4-wheel drive. It's a crawler. It better be 4-wheel drive. RTR 100% ready to run. That means that there better be some AA batteries in here for the transmitter. That's what that means. Some of the features that are listed on here. We got front and rear portal axles, 4-channel transmitter and receiver. We got oil-filled shocks. There is a LCG chassis. For those of you who are uninitiated into the lingo, LCG just means low center of gravity. That's all it is. Which, if it's on portal axles, it means it's going to be sitting high. The ride height's going to be high. So the LCG chassis will just kind of counteract that a little bit. So should be a pretty good combination to kind of bring that center of gravity back down a little bit, back down to earth, if you will. And then it's got the Furitek Venom brushless motor, the Furitek Lizard Pro brushless ESC, and then this box has a sticker on it right here. I want to see what this sticker is blocking out, because let me tell you, it's blocking out something. The reveal right here. Brushless ESC with Bluetooth. I don't know why they blocked that out, because I'm fairly certain that these are compatible with their Bluetooth, with their app, and it does come with a Bluetooth module already installed, I'm fairly certain. So I'm not sure why they went to the extra extreme to put the black sticker on there, because it's also right here on this side. And then it's also right here on this side. So they went to some lengths here to block out the Bluetooth part. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I don't think I like that they blocked that out. Large steering angle, up to 45 degrees. Now that is pretty good steering angle for an RTR. So let's see what, and then it says the reverse rotation drive shaft. That's because of the portal axles. So if you're not familiar with portal axles, what happens a lot of times, people will convert their straight axles to portal axles, and then they'll be like, why is it going backwards? That's how portal axles work. So you have to reverse the spin of the motor, and you can do that by either just reversing the wires on the motor, or you can use, if your transmitter has the throttle reverse, you can just flip that too, and then it goes. Yep. All right. You guys, you caught that, right? Look, it's sunny. Look at the sun. It's washing everything out, because it's a great, beautiful day here in the cluttered studio's basement. So packaging, we got some of that. All right. So here's what we're looking at here. Right on top, you got to have the owner's manual, because people, they read stuff sometimes. I don't know who. It's not me, but some of you guys probably like to know what you're doing. That's not really my style, so I don't do that. It's got a bumper in here. I don't know if that's a spare bumper or if it's just not installed on the truck. We'll find out in a minute. It's got your good old T-cross is, yep, the tire iron. You got USB charger. You got some extra springs in here that look to be hard springs. And then there's a little bit of hardware in here. I'm not totally sure what that's for. Not all that worried about it either, if I'm going to be honest with you. And then we've got the Fury Wagon. It's like unwrapping a new present on Christmas. This kind of a wrap job, this hasn't been on any of my other trucks. So this is just kind of fun and exciting. It's clear, I can see through it. Plus, I know which one I ordered, so I know what it's supposed to look like. But anyway, it's still fun to unwrap it. It's exciting. You guys waiting with bated breath on the other end of that camera? I bet you are. I know I am. Oh, man, look at that. Look at that, guys. That is a fantastic looking truck. Yes, it's Power Wagon design. You may recognize it. It is very similar to the Hobby Plus CR18 Harvester. I think that's what it is. And it's just it's their Power Wagon. This one is modeled slightly different. It doesn't have the same kind of fender flares that the Harvester does. The running boards are very tapered, and then the back right here is the biggest difference, the way that the body is cut over that rear fender area. Very different. And then also, this has working LED light bar, whereas the Harvester, it might have lights up front. I'm not totally sure on that. So it is not a clipless body. It's got 4 little body clips on here. Never a big fan of that, but what are you going to do? I went with the black one with the flames. And sometimes, that can just look cheap and cheesy. But guess what? I'm just a cheap and cheesy kind of guy. So, yeah, I wanted the flame livery design. That's what I wanted. All right, so let's get this body off and see what we're talking about. Well, actually, you know what? Oh, it said 100% RTR is what it said. I think they might have lied because there's no AA batteries unless they already got them in here, which I highly doubt that because it would just drain the juice over time. They're not in there. But it does have the good old standard, just kind of the Hobby Plus, this is a standard transmitter. It's a really nice transmitter. You've got the channel 3 button up here right behind the thumb wheel. You've got the channel 4 button. I don't know what those channels are for. One of them's probably for lights. It's got to be my guess there. We've got throttle reverse, steering reverse. You got the diff switches up here. Whatever those things do, I don't know. Remember when I threw the instructions, the owner's manual? Yeah. Steering trim, throttle trim, reverse, all that good stuff. So these are just really solid transmitters. It does have the plastic thumb wheel. Not crazy about the plastic thumb wheel. I really like just having the foam just because it feels better on my delicate thumbs. But anyway, yeah, I mean, no complaints. Great transmitter. Works fantastic. No complaints. All right, so let's get these body clips off of this thing. Take a look under the hood, shall we? Here we go. All right, so I can disconnect the light bar. Maybe. Man, it just doesn't want to come out. So if I can get this out of there, there we go, finally. All right, so I can get that out of there, and then I can take the body off and get that out of the way. That's a thick body. That is a pretty high quality thick body. It does have window stickers. I'm just not crazy about window stickers. They just look generic. If you want to put stickers on there, just black them out. And granted, on a black truck, yeah, it's going to look probably even worse. You could tint them, just put like a dark smoky window film over them. But I get some of these rigs, if there's not an interior, having the clear windows, you just see the electronics and you lose a little bit of that scale touch. But also, guess what? Window stickers don't really add much of a scale touch either. So just my 2 cents for what it's worth. Now, looking at this rig, first thing you're going to notice, you're going to see the Hobby Plus and the Furitek logos on there because it is a collaboration between the two. Furitek took the Hobby Plus CR18 kind of platform and just improved it. That's what happened. And boy, howdy. You know what I mean? Good night, doctor. This thing looks awesome. Big bore oil-filled shocks. Probably could use some shock oil. But you can see whenever I set it down, it just kind of settles in place there. That's not bad. But they feel not quite as stiff as I would like. So probably would like to see some more shock oil in here. So I'll have to work on that. But the other thing that just jumps right out at me are the mounting options on this frame. First of all, like I mentioned, the LCG frame, but look at all the mounting options up here for the shocks. You've got mounting options down here for the links on the front and the rear, as well as the shocks on the rear as well. So nice. The wheels are just cheap plastic. They actually do appear to be beadlock, which is somewhat surprising. I wasn't expecting that at all. And they have a little locking cap on there, it looks like. So have to check that out a little bit later. The tread itself really doesn't appear to be all that impressive. You can get a look there. They are kind of squishy, but I think the overall size of the wheels, these are 1.2s instead of 1.0, and so it just kind of takes a little bit of the squish factor away from the tire. Whatever. Yeah. So I think actually what I'm looking at right here, I think this is the Bluetooth module. So they went through all that effort to cover it up on the box, but I'm fairly certain it's still on there. I'm looking down here beneath the frame, and it does have plastic drive shafts. No big surprise there. It does have a true 4-link suspension front and rear. So a lot of times you'll see a 3-link in the front. This got a true 4-link, so not too shabby there. 3-wire servo. Doesn't appear to be anything special, but you can kind of see that 45-degree steering angle. That really is. That's impressive. And then you've got the outboard motor right here. So what that means is the motor itself actually spins. A lot of times with brushed motors, and even a lot of brushless motors, the spinning all occurs inside the can, but these Furitek outboard motors, the motor itself actually spins whenever you give it throttle. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing that play out. This is my first brushless rig I've ever had, so I'm really excited about that. And then the other thing I noticed that I really don't care for are the rubber bands to hold the battery in. And like I said, this is a 600 milliamp 2S battery, so LiPo. So not a bad battery size. The placement probably, I don't know, they probably could have configured some things a little bit. So they've got the battery behind the transmission. They've got the ESC, the receiver, all that stuff back here in the very back. And there's a lot of space up here in the front. Now the servo does come up whenever the shocks are compressed. The servo does come up just above the frame right there. So you probably wouldn't want to mount the ESC right here on the frame anyway. But I feel like they could have designed a tray to sit right in between those frame rails to be able to move some of the electronics up closer to the front. But hey, I'm not a designer. I'm just a guy that plays with toys in the basement and records and records himself while he talks to himself. That's what I was trying to say. But anyway, so there is the unboxing and initial review and reaction to the good old Furitek FX118 Fury Wagon. And as you'll notice, I already pointed out, I did go with the flame body, and I always do my best to match my shirt to the truck, and there's no flames on here, but you can't tell me this design didn't fire. See what I did there? OnlyRCs.com. Go check out all their crawler gear. They have racing gear, shirts, sweaters, banners, cups. They've got kids sizes. So stock up on good stuff for the whole family. Support the hobby. Use my discount code. Here comes the tornado finger. I'll drop it down here because it's somewhere. So I just do this and it covers all of it. I'll drop that discount code CK4RC down below. That way you can save 20% off your whole order. And I'm going to charge this battery, and I will come back for part 2 with the test drive, and we'll see how this brushless rig handles business. So thank you guys for coming back. Don't forget to hit the quadfecta, like it, like that, subscribe, share it, and leave me a comment. You got one of these? What do you think of it? You want one? Are you planning on getting one? I'm not offering mine. This one's mine. I want to keep this one. But if you're wanting one, are you planning on getting one? Leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. Next time, I'll see you. We'll do more with this thing. Thanks.